What's up, guys, and welcome back to, as you guys know, the number one student run podcast, the Illest Podcast. And as always, give it off for Orange Juice. It's back. I know. We haven't seen Orange Juice since, like, episode 7.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And we also got Austen.
What's up, guys?
Student government.
I was like, how can I make this funny? I was like, I'm going to make it big. Orange Juice. But no, there was, like, a little thing that I always had orange juice on at the start.
You should get like O.J. Simpson on or something.
I know.
Like really sell the O.J.
That'd be full circle there. Yeah.
A full circle moment. O.J. drinking O.J.
That'd be nice. Anyway, we have student government president, Austen Miller, right? You're still the president?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
long have you been president for? It's been a few years, right?
So this is my second year as president, and then the year before that I was vice president. So been at it a while. It's great. I love, doing everything with the community, trying to give some service back, help some people out, working with the administration. They really are great. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy every minute of it.
Right.
And you're like a pre-law major, is that right? History pre-law?
Yeah.
So is this kind of like politics is the way you're going? Kind of like elections and
We'll see what happens. Right now I'm working on getting to law school next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a long process. Going to go down that route. After that, I'd say just about anything's up in the air. I don't want to close any doors to, anything that could happen.
I mean, you're the president of SGA, maybe president of the United States, maybe?
I don't think I'd ever want it. Like, first off, I don't think anybody should necessarily want that job. Like that's a tough job. And second off, I like to be a pretty private person. So like that would be tough.
Always in the limelight there as a president, yeah. I feel like it's every kid's dream, though. Like, you're 10 years old, and you say, I want to be the president of the United States.
I mean, mine was being a Power Ranger. It was a different P. But
like 4-year-old Austin would agree with you 100%.
Dude, like, 20-year-old Ruben wants to be a Power Ranger, but, like...
it'd be pretty kick-ass.
Yo, I'm the Power Ranger. Like, what are you? Like, I don't know. But, how did you find Marywood?
Marywood. So a little backstory, I guess. My mom graduated here, and it was funny because I wasn't even planning on applying to Marywood. It was just one of those things I did. I remember it was some like rainy like Saturday. It's kind of one of those filler days almost. And I was just on my computer looking for something to do, and I said, why not? I'm somewhat local, so like why not apply to a local school? Applied here. I got to say, they gave me a great financial aid package, which kind of sold me. I never stepped foot on campus until orientation, so I took a real shot in the dark there.
Uh-huh.
But it worked out all right, so I can't complain.
I mean, that's similar to me because I actually didn't step foot on campus until first day of college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were all in even more than
I was all in. I was dedicated until, I'm like, first day of college. I'm here. I'm like, so this is college now. This is the next 4 years of my life. But no, that's interesting though, because a lot of people that like I meet, they're like, yeah, my parents went here, or like my grandparents. I haven't heard great grandparents yet, but that maybe someone someday. What do you think about your experience here so far?
Oh, my experience, I've enjoyed it a lot. It's a great community, a lot of great people.
Yeah.
A lot of opportunities to meet people. I like the social atmosphere of everything. There's ways to get involved. I am SGA president, so I'm always looking for things to improve upon. We always have something coming up that needs to be changed or fixed or addressing needs. So is it perfect? No, but I really have loved my time here. I don't really have too much bad to say about it.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, because talking about community, there's a lot that you do behind the scenes to plan certain things, like bingo last night. And, like, how do you come up with these, like, crazy ideas? Because I know my freshman year, I'm pretty sure you weren't, in 2020, you weren't the president. You were vice president back then.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the president at the time had all the reins or to the decisions or whatever. But I don't remember any, like, events happening. I know it was COVID, but, like, even then, like, it was, like, maybe, like, 2 events my whole, like, freshman year, and maybe like one the first half of my sophomore year, and then second half of my sophomore year is when I really started seeing events kick up, and I saw you there in every single one of them. So like, how'd you come up with those ideas, and how do you like manage all those?
Well, that first off, 2020 was tough. That was a tough year. Me and my roommates, we had 10-person apartment in the Woodlands, and we had a lot of fun. But otherwise, I don't know what we would have done because it was dead.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the Marywood Activities Council. That's separate from SGA that does all that. I'm a member of that, but that is a great team. Sarah Nemi, Billy Saviano, Nyla, like a whole bunch of people, Ella, who just, I could go on and on, who do such a great job coming up with all sorts of events, trips, bingos. So really, I can't take too much credit for them. They really step up and do a great job.
Yeah, because I know you're part of a couple of different organizations on campus.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even just as a member. It's high up there. It's like the president or like the leader or like, how do you find the time for all of that as a like, because I know law it's hard.
Yeah.
I looked into it while I was looking for colleges because it was like one thing that I was possibly going to look at. And I found it like, yo, this is a lot of your time going into this.
Yeah. It's tough, but you know, I don't have a lot of free time, but I like being active. I like being social, talking, meeting new people. Yeah. So it kind of just comes naturally that either way I was going to, you know, either be showing up at the events and talking to people. So, like, why not work it, you know? Always preferred that than just, like, sitting at home. I enjoy doing that. I like having time alone. But at the same time, like, we're only here for a short period of time, and that's not like any underclassmen or anything like that. These years fly by. So you gotta just enjoy what you can while you're here.
We were talking about that in the podcast before.
No, yeah.
Like, how you need to, what the definition of fun is, and is this the most fun we're going to have in our whole lives?
Honestly,
and
like,
as you're saying, it kind of probably is.
Yeah, just in this room we have seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and it's just like, to like sophomores and freshmen, I just got to say, like, my junior year right now, like, so much time has like just passed where it's just like, I still remember last year. Like, I remember exactly what I was doing last year this time around. It was just like, probably like sitting in the Woodlands watching a movie with my roommates, but it's just like time flies so fast. It's like it's a blink of an eye. Like, remember starting the podcast and it was just me and you in a room. Like, this was nothing like this. We used to like come into this room. We used to set up our table. It was just us. It was like 2 cameras. We would talk for like 20 minutes. That's it. And then slowly, like, I feel like it's a blink of an eye and time just goes so fast. And I feel like it's the community that, like, I feel like you have built, like, because I know you're part of, like, as we said, you're part of so many different things. You help build a community, even if you don't take credit for it. And through that, you kind of, like, help create the college experience. So thank you for that. But at the same time, I'm gonna fall into that. I know whoa, I'm stuttering. I don't know why. I know we talked about it maybe going into this, but like, Mr. President, you met the president.
Yes. Couple times actually.
A couple of times.
So tell us about the first time.
Yeah.
How did that whole experience play out?
I've been doing kind of work in politics for a long time, going back to 2016. So I have, I've done a lot of different connections and different things like that. The first time I met Joe Biden, that was, I want to say October, November, like 2018. He was up here for some rally, and then a couple people I knew afterwards were going back to meet him, and I was able to come back with him. But I also met him a couple years down at the Cultural Center. I want to say like 2019, give or take. As well, I got invited to a town hall on CNN right before the presidential election in 2020. My car was like a drive-in sort of thing. My car was front and center. It was in all the news articles. The only thing, didn't get to ask my question. CNN cut me out at the last minute. Anderson Cooper. Yeah, thanks, man. But no, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's cool. Seems like a nice enough guy, you know.
Did he recognize you? Like, because you met him 18, 19, and then 20?
Probably not.
Probably
I mean,
not.
He's seen thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somebody that I'm terrible with faces and names. I can only imagine the amount of people that he probably goes through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So in meeting him, like how does that experience go? Like shake his hand or
Yeah.
not? Like,
Like,
what
give
do you,
him a
what do you
hug,
do?
like-
Take a selfie.
I think it was like a handshake, got a picture. He actually was like telling me some stories about Marywood because he
Oh.
grew up right down
Yeah,
the block
yeah.
here. He was telling us he used to come up and play like wiffle ball up here, like baseball. There was some, I forget the way it was described to me by him. There was something where him and his like friends would play. It was at the front of campus. I want to say it was like where the Memorial Garden would be now, or it's somewhere in that area. When he was 5, 6 years old, they'd run off, and their parents wouldn't know where they were, and they'd be running around in that for a couple hours.
Dude.
That's so
So-
wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
our current president hanging out at Marywood. where we
Yeah,
are.
he like came here, just played around, just like lived down the block from us. It's like it's weird how life goes like full circle. Like our future guest, that's going to be coming on maybe in a week or two. He knew Dean of Students Ross Novak for like 20 years now, and I'm just like, I had no idea.
That's awesome. I love Ross.
Yeah, I can't give out who the future guest is on
No,
camera,
no, of
but-
course, of course.
But like life just has like weird ways of just like coming around. So it's like, do you have any of those like full circle moments now? Maybe something like you were into like back then when you were a
Oh.
kid, that's just like coming all around now, and you're like, it makes sense.
You know, that's interesting. I'd have to think about that. I mean, kind of just being here, I guess, like being at Marywood is kind of a full circle moment. I kind of think like my mom, when she went to college, she started at Kutztown and then transferred and graduated from Marywood. My sister's in her sophomore year at Kutztown, and now I'm graduating Marywood. So that's kind of a weird,
Okay.
thing, the way the universe works, because neither of us applied to the schools or went to the schools we did thinking about what our mom did. So
Yeah.
it's funny how the universe works sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
That is wild.
No, I like that. There's like so many different things. I think Jason and I have like talked about it, just like off camera. It's just like we both wanted to do a podcast, and it's just like never went through. I tried it with a bunch of different people, never happened. You've tried it with a bunch of different people, and it's just like nothing.
And even before that, we had like different majors, and then we ended up
Yeah.
merging into the com space and meeting each other there.
I was like on the engineering side. You were
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah.
some wild changes.
Like we full on changes to like here.
hmm
So it's like what I was talking about. Like it's so weird how life like works out, because it's like I wouldn't have thought my freshman year I'd be sitting here with like the SGA president, because like I'd heard of like I know my sophomore year I'd heard of all like the different communities like SGA and like what's the other one, MAC and all the other stuff, and I was like, I'll never know those people. I'll never like know them by name. They'll never know me. Now, like, I could walk into the student engagement office, like, I know, like, 5, 6 people in there. Like, I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? I know Patrick, when Patrick was there, I would just walk in there, just to say what's up to Patrick, annoy him, and we're like, all right, Ruben, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, all right, bye. It's weird, and I feel like it's this campus that kind of, like, helps with all those moments, because how much, like, people pay attention here. So, like, as the SGA president, do you feel like you have to pay extra attention to keep that going? Like how I know Sister Mary even does that.
Yeah, I think it's always important to make sure you're reaching out to people that people feel that you're approachable to come to issues with. Because I've had people that I have never talked to, email me or come talk to me about something they want to see changed. And I think it's important just for things like MAC and orientation, because they always need more people, is to get people to come out for that, like you said, you didn't think you'd be sitting here, but it's like you joined orientation and right away we were getting along, having a good
Yeah.
time. You fit right in. You know
I was
what
like
mean?
forced to join it too by Lindsay Walk. She was like, "You're doing it," and then she told Damien he's doing it, and I'm like, "I guess I'm doing it." It's just like I think like I don't know if I told you this, but I told like a couple of my friends this. I almost left Marywood actually.
I think we've had this conversation.
Yeah,
once.
in the summer, I was like fully thinking about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back home, go to a college near me, and I almost left Marywood, and it was that summer orientation experience, and it was just a community that was there, and I was like, you know what, I'll do summer orientation, and then I'll just disappear from Marywood. Summer orientation comes, and it was just an amazing experience that up until the last day I was thinking if I should or I shouldn't, but then we had like the whole like finishing ceremony or whatever, and I'm just like, this is fun. I'll stick around. And
Yeah.
like Illis came out of it, so it was like amazing.
Wow, it's like a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the debate the entire summer at the very end.
The
How-
very
yeah.
end, yeah.
So like, how do you feel like you help forward that goal of like retaining students, keeping them here, and keeping them engaged as they go through their college experience?
I think you really just have to push people. You have to, show them that there is opportunity for them. They can fit in and belong and go after the things that, they want to do. I remember getting back to orientation, I was on like the student engagement panel talking to some of the new students and their families and talking about clubs and telling them, there's a whole bunch of clubs and opportunity. But if there's something you want that's not there, start it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like SGA, we're always willing to give money to new clubs and to other clubs and help them get a start and move forward. So like that's important, is I believe this college experience, and especially here at Marywood's, whatever you make of it. So if you really push forward and take some risks and opportunities, it can work out really well for you. I never thought I'd be in the position that I am in. I'm really blessed to be because I love doing this job every single day. But it was never something I really set my eyes on or thought I would ever get it done. So again, yeah, just go for it. And I think that's a bigger message just in life is, everything's short. Just go out there, go for it. At the end of the day, none of us really have much to lose.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, now's the time to dive right in. And as you, like this
Yeah.
podcast too, as you're
No,
saying,
yeah.
like we're going all in with this passion. We're trying to make it work in any way. And now's the time, as you're saying, to do it.
Yeah, I feel like, especially with like how much our generation, and I guess even the generation before us now is getting into social media and everything. For us, especially being part of, I guess, the entertainment field as well as educational in a way, trying to like educate people with like our guest and like spreading their knowledge throughout our podcast. It's like, for me, it feels like I have like a sense of like I have this thing to uphold and like to spread entertainment and knowledge the best way I can. Like I can't like, I'm not going to be a doctor. Like I don't have the patience for that. Like, yeah, sure, if I sit down and study, can I do it? Yeah, but like I don't have the patience for that. I don't want to be an engineer. Like it was a thing I loved doing. It was interesting to me and I was good at it, but it was at the same time was like, I don't think this is it for me. And then coming around to just like, I came to this college undecided, and I took 2 courses with Ernie. Actually, he's one of our teachers. We have had him on the podcast. Check out that episode.
Guest on the podcast.
Yeah, he is the first guest on the podcast. After taking that class, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll go to like this major, and then it just like one step ahead. You just gotta dive full, and like with the podcast, so we were like kind of like wiggling around with it at first, like using equipment we already had, and then after a while it was just like, you know what, let's just buy more things. And then Jason was like, you know what, I just got a new mixer, and I'm like, yo, I got a new camera. Jason's like, oh, I upgraded the mics over the break. And it's just like we just went full into it one step at a time. So it's like whatever your dream is, like Austen says, just go full into it, just like full dive in, because if you don't, like, imagine, for me it's always like, imagine sitting on your deathbed and you're just like, what if I did that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I pushed myself a little, like, harder? What if, like, I went beyond what I thought my limits were? So just, if you're going to take something away from this episode, take that away. So let's, like, push beyond your limits. Kind of sounds like a quote right there from, like, an anime. I don't know.
Turn into motivational podcasts.
Yeah, we're always, like, fun in every podcast. So, you know what, let's dive away from that. Let's go into something fun. What's something fun you like to do?
Oh, fun. I'm a big summer person, and I mean, I know we're sitting here on February 1st, and it's, 15, 20 degrees this morning.
Terrible. It's
But
terrible.
I love the summer, going out on the lake, going swimming, something like that. That's where I think I'm definitely happiest. But, anything with people, getting to be around people, help people. But, in terms of personal enjoyment, going out there, sitting in the sun, getting in the water, that sort of thing. Nothing beats that in my mind.
the sun is such a beautiful thing. I mean, the problem with winter is we never see the sun, so I feel like it's cold and we're all sad and dreary. The summertime we're out sitting there, and you are a true extrovert in that sense, where like you say anything with people.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you do that. That's wild. Like your social battery must be
Oh,
infinite.
it wears out pretty quick sometimes. But I don't know. I think we're all a mix of extroverted and introverted. I think it just depends on what type we need. You know.
Ambivertness, yeah. Ambivertness, is that a word?
Ambivert is.
It's a mixture of both, yeah.
A mixture of both introvert and extrovert.
I feel like everyone has the capability of being an introvert and extrovert. I know throughout like middle school, full on introvert, didn't like talking to anyone. I had like 2 friends and I was like, I don't need anyone else. Same thing in high school, but then like after, I think around my juniors when I was kind of like getting extroverted. Now it's just like I was talking to my roommate last night and it was just like, I know so many people on this campus. Like I'll walk somewhere, I don't know that person. They know me or they've heard of me. I'm like, how did I get to that? I was like the loser in high school. It's like to the point where it's just like, yeah, I'm not one of the cool guys, but like everyone knows me, and it's just like, I mean, even if they talk bad about me, publicity is still publicity, and that's what we like here on the Illust podcast. But it's like we were talking before, like life goes like weird ways, and I guess it was just like my introvertedness, where it's just like some things now I'm just like, this isn't my thing, which stays private, and then I'm just like, this is me publicly. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to do that, and you said you could do that as well, where you keep your life private, but at the same time you're showing up to all these places, you're doing a lot of things. So is that hard to manage?
I'm fairly good with time management, kind of figuring out priorities, so I think that helps a lot. I mean, there's definitely times where, I get done with classes for the day and I go home and I'm going to go lay in bed because I'm exhausted, and, any emails I have to send or anything like that can be put off. I think it's, everything's a balancing act, So, yeah, it can be tough, but it's also so rewarding, Like I've said a couple times now, like I really love the work I do. So that's what means more at the end of the day.
I know you mentioned that you're working with SGA and the Activities Committee to further improve our campus. Do you have any sort of projects you're working on now that are in progress?
Sneak peeks for us?
Yeah, anything you can talk about.
Well, there's a couple things I can't talk about.
Oh.
But right now we're starting to plan, SGA, we're planning our Day of Caring in April, which is around Earth Day. So we go around campus. Maybe you guys saw it last year or the year before. Go around campus, do a bunch of different projects, kind of make campus look nice, that sort of thing. I had a meeting with Sister Mary yesterday. She's fantastic. I saw you guys had her.
Oh, yeah.
She's the best.
She's
amazing.
so nice. So sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Really smart, too.
Oh.
Unbelievably smart. But had a meeting with her yesterday. We discussed quite a few different things. Lately, SGA bought an AED for the Performing Arts Center, just because we have a lot of... It's like a defibrillator, so if somebody has like a heart attack, they need CPR, you hit them with the AED, shock them.
Well, there you go for the people at home.
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was. I was just going to pretend I knew what it was.
I've only ever heard the word defibrillator.
Okay. So you got one for the PAC.
Yep, and we're also going to be having CPR classes, so if anyone's not certified, see if you can sign up for that. Those are coming up later this semester. Just try and look after people. Couple different things on campus. We're putting feminine products in a lot of the bathrooms because those didn't exist before.
I noticed that in Longren. Yeah, that's a. I mean, I can't speak for it obviously, but like a problem they hear about a lot is having to pay for feminine products. I don't want to go into that, but it's a great thing you guys are doing. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. A lot of well-rounded things to do. It's a phenomenal team. The executive cabinet, Ann, Emily, Matt, and Juan are fantastic. They work their butts off.
Yeah.
And the rest of the representatives, I mean, they're really the ones that make it go. I'm only a bit of a guiding hand at times. It's all their ideas and the work that they do. So they deserve all the credit in the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, going off of that, this might be a Rabin Rance type thing. But here's a little bit of advice for all you men out there. if I got a lady friend or if you bring lady friends over, go to your bathroom, right? Get a little bucket, not a bucket, like one of those like nice like
Like a
weaved
basket,
one
yeah.
baskets, yeah. Put a couple of like lady products in there. I know I've done that for my girlfriend, and it's just like she has like a place where there's a bunch of feminine products, and she appreciates it because she's like, oh, I don't gotta go back to my room for this right now. I'm like, yeah, you don't. It's here.
It's a small little gesture that means
So do
a
that.
lot. Yeah.
Do that. It'll give you some brownie points, boys.
Not a Rebane rant, but a Rebane piece of
Rabin advice from Austen. Austin taught me this.
I don't think I did.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I just
That's all you.
I mean,
You can
I
keep the
went
credit.
along with your thing, what you talked about earlier. But no, there's a lot of things that SGA is doing, and honestly, all of us like really appreciate it. But as you guys know, it's time for the break, and we'll be back, and we'll talk about a little more fun things. So actually, we've been doing this, Austin. Could you actually look at that camera right there and tell him that we'll be right back?
1 second. All right, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, we're just taking this moment to talk about The Woodward, Marywood's on-campus publication.
The Woodward is a student-run publication that produces a newsletter once a week.
Their stories range from anywhere from national news to college sports and everything in between.
They have a presence on several social media platforms, including Instagram and Facebook.
They've also gone paperless to save trees.
So you'll have to visit them online at thewoodward.org.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low.
I'm just doing that.
And I am. I'm doing it for Dan. But we're talking about a couple of fun things. This is gonna seem random. What's your favorite color?
Navy blue.
Okay, interesting.
Mine's purple, so that's close enough. Is there a reason
Yeah.
navy blue? Is you just like
Ever
how it
since
looks?
I was a kid, I don't know.
Just navy blue.
Yeah, I don't
Out of
I don't know
all
what
the
sparked
blues.
in like 2-year-old Austin's head, but I said that's mine.
So
Is that navy blue?
Not the illest blue.
I mean that's fine. I like blue in general, but I do like a
Is
darker
not
blue.
navy blue.
Yeah, it's a little baby blue, maybe.
Yeah.
Is that a navy blue shirt you have underneath? Is that planned?
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It
like
is.
it.
It is. You remember
Interesting.
what I said about
It's
blue
subconscious.
in the class, but we'll keep that between us.
Yeah, we have to get that between us.
Yeah. Sorry, we have a bunch of inside
Oh
jokes
no,
on
I
that.
get it.
But sorry,
Rebane has gotten off the tracks.
Jason, take him.
Rubane's been broken. Okay. Broke Rubane.
So the thing with our podcast is what I love is that we're not scripted at all. So we always have like a couple of bullet points, but other than that, we're not scripted. So there'll be moments where like we'll just have random things happen at the same time, and that's why like Dan we call the voice of the people. So a lot of times Dan will give us feedback. He actually has a lot of musical knowledge as well. So I can't speak, which brings me to the next thing. Top 3 albums.
Oh,
See, I knew that was
Yeah,
going to get
yeah.
him to think. I knew it.
It's such
That's
a
tough
hard
one.
question.
I knew
Always
it.
is.
I listen to a lot of different music, which makes it tough. I think you have to put a Beatles album on there.
Okay.
Reasonable.
Which one?
That's tough. Right now I'm gonna say either Let It Be or Abbey Road.
Valid.
If you're gonna go with like a rap album, for some reason I'm really tempted to go for J. Cole's, like 2014.
Forest
Forest Hills Drive.
Rebane is obsessed with J. Cole.
J. Cole's my favorite artist.
I like his older stuff. His newer stuff. Okay.
There's not a lot of newer stuff, but the
Yeah.
little bit that's out there is just it is different.
All of his newer stuff comes from Dreamville.
Yeah, but Dreamville's a lot of like a bunch of different artists coming together.
Like JID.
Jed, yeah. But yeah, there is no skips on that album. I'm saying that right now.
I'd agree with that.
There is no skips. Every song is a banger.
I've only
You like Wet
heard
Dreams?
the only song
You like Wet Dreams?
Yes, sir.
The only
Interesting.
song from 2014 Forest Hills Drive I've listened to was No Role Models.
That's a good one.
No role
That's one of the
models in
hits,
here right now. No role models to speak of. Searching through my memories I couldn't find one. Last night I was getting my feet. Oh, we'll stop right there.
That was back when I first started listening to music, so I had a good memory for it.
Fair enough.
What's your third one?
Are those in order at all, or is this just kind of?
I think I'm just gonna throw 3 out.
Okay, all right. All right.
Okay.
Third one. That's difficult. Third one's got me stumped.
See, because you got options. You go, oh, okay, I could add one more. And then when you're on the last one, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this has to peak it.
Yeah, there's too many choices out there. You got to give us one.
Oh. I'm gonna go a little bit different here. I'm gonna say Tom Petty, "Damn the Torpedoes."
Okay.
I can't say I've heard that. I know Tom Petty. I like some of his stuff.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, what goes into these choices?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about.
Is it childhood or is it just like stuff that you just like listening to?
I think it's a bit of both. Like I like such a wide range of music. I think a lot of it depends on what mood I'm in, and then some of it really is, childhood. I think we always get some taste of music from our parents or those who were around. My dad was big into Tom Petty, so like heard that a lot. Beatles, of course, classic, and then had to throw a newer one on there. I didn't want to sound too dated here, like I was.
You're the president. You gotta be
Austin's actually 47 years old. This is all makeup.
The album is almost a decade old.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
I think about it.
Dude, 24. Yeah, it's
maybe you are old.
2023.
You have to be 35 to take office, right? President.
I'm
So.
the oldest one in this room. If anyone has to feel old, it's me.
I was at Walmart yesterday and I was buying NyQuil, and then my girlfriend and I were at the checkout, we're at the self checkout, and then it was Target. This lady goes, "I'm gonna have to see one of your IDs." I'm like, "There's nothing here." I'm like, "For what?" She goes, "NyQuil." I'm like, "Okay." I take it out. She goes, "Damn." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I feel old," and then gives me my ID back, and then just like walks away and just has a funny conversation, and then I'm just like, damn, time really flies by. I'm 20, dude. I'm about to be 21. I don't want to be 21.
I'm 24. Think about how that feels.
You're old. I don't care. I don't want to be old. Don't worry. Disclaimer. It's a joke.
We like old
before
people.
anyone takes it. We like old people. We love Ross.
You love Ross. I have beef with Ross.
Oh yeah, Jason has big beef with Ross. Like,
yeah, we can't discuss.
oh,
this.
and Cam, like Ross loves Ohio boy.
Ohio.
Yeah, he went to Ohio State.
No, it was like Ohio University.
Ohio
or
University,
something.
sorry, yeah.
Discount Ohio State.
Discount Ohio State.
Ohio in a previous episode.
So we have an amazing time with Ross in the last season. We ended off with Ross and Sister Mary, some of the bigger names, and then we come back, episode 1, season 2. Jason, what's in Ohio, man? I hate Ohio. And then Ross comes up to me while I'm eating lunch at Naz, and he just goes, "So that Ohio comment you guys made."
And I had to fire back in the last episode we recorded. I'm like, one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Ross and I, we're going off.
Yeah, Ross is actually he'll be coming back on for a 1v1 against Jason at some point.
He is, like, he's such an awesome guy.
Honestly,
nice guy,
yeah.
nicest guy in the world. But he has such a good sense of humor that you
I
don't
love
expect.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially from such a high position within the university.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll
You
just
don't
throw little
expect
digs
that.
at you every now and then.
No,
It's
yeah.
Like,
So when we had him on, I just like for shits and giggles, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're the number one student run podcast in the universe, said by NATO." And then I was like, "Ross, so why'd you like come on here?" I was like being genuine. He goes, "Well, actually, NATO actually told me to come on here. They gave me your numbers, and I thought it was valid." And I loved that because it was just like he just went along with it. So, actually, kind of a serious question. Do you think you have to keep up with people like Ross and Sister Mary with like the humor, with like how engaging they are, and like how they're able to get the job done, but at the same time be fun?
yeah, I mean, I think both of those things are very much connected. Like, if I'm gonna talk to Sister Mary or Ross or anybody, like it's easier to talk to them about an issue, and if I'm trying to convince them of something, if we have more of a personal connection, some more trust there, and we can joke around. I mean, sometimes me and Sister Mary, the last 15, 20 minutes of our meetings are just us talking about whatever, politics, anything, just joking around, things on campus. So, like, it's good to have personal relationships with people, to build that trust. And like Sister Mary, I consider her a friend. Fantastic person. I couldn't speak even more highly of her than I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's It's good because we're really lucky here to have a lot of the administration and staff be so engaging and care so much and be genuinely good people like they are, to make our experiences better. Because my job would be a heck of a lot tougher if they were, more of a pain in the butt. But that they really are open to anything and always willing to listen and talk and have discussions.
Yeah, you actually saying that actually reminded me of Dr. Lucas Uridine. I had him for a class freshman year, and I actually hadn't seen him in like a long time, and I remember the dinner we had in orientation.
Yes.
Yeah, he actually saw me. He didn't recognize me at first because I was 300 back then, and then he saw me and he was like, "Rebane?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was actually gonna come up to you and say what's up." He was like, and then he had an amazing conversation with me, and I actually plan on at some point getting him on the podcast. I feel like there's a lot I can pick his brain for.
He's a really smart guy.
But it's just like our university is full of like so many nice people. It's like I know in a lot, like especially I'm from New York, dude. A lot of people when they have a certain title, they're like, "Yo, I have a certain title. I'm gonna be like an asshole if I want to." But it's like over here at Marywood, it's just like, "Oh yeah, I have a certain title, so now I have an obligation to show this, and that." And it's like kind of goes back to what we talked about in Sister Mary's episode, like Marywood's like identities that it like goes by, like they're I'm missing the word here. I'm looking at Dan because he normally knows what I'm talking about. Their core values. Thank you, Soren.
I like those out for.
No, it's alright.
It's kind of
Soren got it. Yeah, but like their core values is and it kind of even shows in a lot of their students. It's just like, oh, we got to help each other out. Like, as you guys know, I'm new, I guess, official athlete, part of the rugby team, and it's just like, people are there helping me out. It's just like telling me what's wrong. And then yesterday we had a new guy join a new role. I was like, "Yo, coach, can I take him to the side for a second while we're running this drill so I could explain it to him step by step?" And he was fine with that. So it's like, for me, it was like, okay, people helped me out when I joined. Now we have another new guy. I'm going to go take the initiative and ask coach if I could go help him out with that. So it's just like, I feel like the values that I guess the higher ups kind of like show within themselves kind of like come on to us as students. Do you think that's...
Yeah, I remember my orientation. I was coming in as a freshman, and they do all the different things about the core values, the skits, and all that, which is a great time. Oh, yeah. But like anyone's gonna come in with some skepticism of like, okay, you're telling us all this. Are you really gonna live by it?
Do it, yeah.
And that's something that I give this school a lot of credit about. Is they really do seem to pass that on, that it is a real thing here, and it's passed on to the students and the way we go about our things, which is great because it's had a really positive impact on the person that I am, and I think a lot of other people.
Okay, yeah. Like, I know you're a transfer student, so like, did you feel that? Like,
yeah, somewhat. As I've mentioned before, like I come downstairs and I feel part of the community down here. I fit right in. I was my first day of class. I come down and we're all welcoming to each other. There's no one that's like kicking you out or shunning you for any reason. I mean, it's a real community down here, and I feel like again that comes from the top down, where, the president of the university and then the president of SGA, you guys are helping forward those core values of
because like you have two different things. You have the president of the university setting an example for every single faculty member, and you have the president of the SGA setting an example for every single student on campus. So it's just like, do you work a lot hand in hand with Sister Mary, I'm guessing?
We have a meeting every few weeks. Sometimes we have, emails back and forth, different things. But yeah. I mean, we've gotten to know each other pretty well.
Yeah. So like when you became the SGA president, did she say, "Hey, these are like core values that you have to show," or was it like a thing where you were just like, "Hey, if the president's doing it, I have to do it," and it was just like a natural thing?
I don't know if there was ever, anything like that, but I got to give credit to Lexi, who was the SGA president before me, and I was her vice president. I learned so much from her on how to go about doing this job, how to carry yourself, how to work with people and be engaging to the community and approachable, that I think that really set me on that path, that it was an easy transition.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's something you kind of just, I won't say grow into,
All
you know,
right.
and understand.
I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to tell us, but who's taking over after you go?
Oh, we'll see about that.
Well, that's a question
We'll
I
see
have
about
too.
that. I mean, there's,
Sorry.
you know, there's people that I know have interest in it, and I really have a lot of faith in them.
Okay.
How did the positions come about? Like, do you run for office or do you appoint people? I never understood exactly how.
Yeah.
How did you
so,
get in your position?
This is for anybody. So every spring we elect the cabinet. So president, vice president, CFO, secretary, and communications manager. Those are done if you're a member of SGA, a general member, or an elected representative already. You're eligible to run for those. That's been a discussion in the past, but that's still kind of up in the air. But then anyone can run for a representative position. So there's like the housing representative, so they meet with like the head of housing, the transfer representative who meets with Ross, so like maybe you would want to do that one, or you know, a whole bunch of different things, different representative positions based on what you're interested in, and you can kind of work your way around that if you want to move up or not. And I really encourage anyone to go for it. I remember I ran for the first time. I ran for the resident representative position my freshman year. Walked into that room, and when I tell you I didn't know a single person, they were all upperclassmen. But I've learned so much from it, and I think that was such a good experience for me that I recommend it to anyone, even if you don't want to run, you know, be a general member, because if you come to 3 meetings, you can vote too, like you're anyone else. So,
And
very
make a
cool.
real change on campus.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
work towards a better future and a better tomorrow.
And a better tomorrow. Yeah. As you guys know, that's our slogan going on for season 2. But I mean, like a lot of good points that we talked about in the episode, like Austen said, dive into whatever like your dream is or whatever you want to do. Because, like I said before, like if you don't do it, you'll never know.
You don't get anywhere by taking half steps.
Yeah, like if I didn't go full on into just like powerlifting, I wouldn't know like what my body's capable of, and I got to keep pushing myself to my limits. And it's just like now I'm like realizing, oh, I'm much stronger than I ever thought I was. It's just weird, but thank you for coming on. We know you have a busy schedule. You have a class to actually run to. I was looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, it's getting closer and closer to 1. I don't want to make you like run across campus or wherever it is. And Dan gave us the timer. I've been looking at that. I'm like, Dan's hand's going up. I'm like, what is he doing? And I'm like, oh, that's the timer.
The 4-minute left thing came up late.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
thank you for carving out some time for us. Though.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah,
appreciate
of course,
it.
anytime, guys.
And yeah, it was actually really, like you said, there's like a lot of things that go on this campus. And you actually texted me and you were like, yeah, I really like the podcast. Let me know if you ever want to have me on. And I was like, that's crazy, because I was like legit talking about having you on, like, because I know you're leaving, and there's a lot I feel like especially from seniors we can learn. I know even me as a junior and everyone else that watched the podcast. So thank you for coming on. And
Yeah,
as
of course.
always, you guys know what to do. Check out the socials. Is there anything you want to plug? Or
Marywood SGA on Instagram. Follow that. That's it, though.
all right, follow Marywood SGA, follow the LS, follow our TikTok, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one, and strive for a better tomorrow. Later, guys.